Alright, so we're going to do 7.05 and 7.06. Okay? Now 7.05 uses volume, but it just transfers it over to real life questions. So we'll just do question 1 together. Okay? Question 1 is about a loaf of bread. Loaf of bread. Now if you think of a loaf of bread, what mathematical shape does it look like? I'll just draw it in now, and you might see it for yourself. Alright, we got loaf of bread. It looks like a rectangular prism. Let's write in some measurements. There we go. Question A. Find the volume of this loaf of bread. Find the volume of the loaf of bread. Very simple. There we have our area, and we times it by the height of our prism. Or for our rectangular prism, the volume is just the length times the height times the width. So we're going to multiply that now. We've got 9 times 9.5 times 26. So we put that into the calculator and we get 2,223 cubic centimeters. Alright, now question B says if you can get 22 slices from the loaf of bread, so one loaf, 22 slices, what is the volume of one slice? So as they say, how now? Brown cow, right? How now? Well, we got the full volume there of 2,223 cubic centimeters, but we want only one slice, and there's 22 of them, so we're going to share 22 with 2,223. Another word for that? Divide. So we're going to go 2,223 divide by 22. You can use your calculator for that one. And we get 101. So that means that one slice of bread has a volume of 101 cubic centimeters. Alright, now we're going to move on to 7.06. 7.06 talks about volume and capacity. So let's write that down. Volume and capacity. Now you might ask yourself, what is the difference between volume and capacity? Who knows, right? Well, let's talk about it for a minute. The volume measures the amount of space inside a container, whereas the capacity measures the amount of liquid or gas a container can hold. So very, very similar, but different. So, volume, we're talking about space, and capacity, we talk about either liquid or gas that it can hold. Okay? Now, very similar, but very different. Also, the units are quite different. For capacity, we use the liter as our main unit. Okay, liter, L-I-T-R-E. When you use this, we're going to use a big L to represent liter. 1 liter you can probably think of a carton of milk. That's got a liter. Now what's really small but still measures capacity? We got milliliter. You got M, a small m, and then a big L. So one of those is approximately a drop of water. Okay? Now going a little bit bigger, we got a kiloliter. That's a lot of water. What could be a real life object? Probably a rainwater tank. Rainwater tank. It was quite rainy this weekend in Manjimup. Rainwater tank. And then we got the megaliter. So we're going to use a big M and then an L. 1 megaliter. That's about a million liters. A real life, I think to hold a million liters would be probably a swimming pool. We'll just call it an Olympic size swimming pool. Alright, so now you have an idea of how much water each of these units represent. We're going to now do a quick conversion tool. So we'll start over here with our liter. I'm going to go small ml, that's going to be milliliters, KL for kiloliters, and then big M and L for megaliters. Alright, so there are 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So to go from liters to milliliters, we're going to we're going to times by 1,000. What about going from kiloliters to liter? Well, there's 1,000 liters in 1 kiloliter. So once again, multiply by 1,000. What about megaliters? Well, there are 1,000 kiloliters in 1 megaliter. So once again, multiply by 1,000. Now, as you can guess, going backwards on our conversion table, I'm going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. Yes, that's correct. Divide. So we're going to divide by 1,000. Divide by 1,000 there. And divide by 1,000 there. Alright, now let's talk about converting between liters and cubic meters. So, here's a very, very simple conversion table. Let's draw a little drop of water. Let's call that 1 milliliter. And we'll draw a little small cube there. 1 cubic centimeter. In other words, 1 milliliter equals 1 cubic centimeter. And also, we have 1 liter, that's going to equal 1 kiloliter is going to equal 1 cubic meter. Let's draw a huge box there. Right, that's your 1 cubic meter. 1 kL equals 1 cubic meter. Alright, let's do some examples before we go. Example 1. Alright, so two very simple examples. We're going to convert 5 cubic centimeters to milliliters. Easy. Well, we know 1 cubic centimeter holds 1 milliliter, therefore 5 cubic centimeters equals to 5 milliliters. It's just a 1-to-1. Example 2, we have 1,850 mils to liters. So we don't have a conversion yet, but we know. Wait a minute, yes we do. From our conversion table, over here, we're going from milliliters to liters. So look at the arrow. What does it say? Divide 1,000. So we're going to go over here. We're going to take this number and we're going to divide by 1,000, and that's going to give us 1.85 liters. Alright, so that's your examples done. Now we're going to talk about bookwork. Okay, we're going to start with chapter 7.05. This is going to be my new book. We're going to start with chapter 7.05. We're going to do page 190 to 191. And then we're going to do 7.06, and that's going to be page 193 all the way to 195. If you have your old book, if you have your old book, you will do 7.05 on page 186 to 187, and then you got 7.06. That's going to be on page 190 to 191. Thank you all. See you next time.